This is a Beyond the Badge with Vincent Hill quick fix on Radio Influence.
You know, I want to talk about workplace violence, the signs to look for, how to protect yourself in these situations. Now, again, this guy had been fired in April. I think the sheriff's department said 2 years before this, they had to come out to this place. This guy was a suspect in apparently assaulting another employee. So workplace violence is very, very serious. Now, in this day and age, of course, a lot of buildings, a lot of companies have key card access, right? You have to swipe to get in the door. You may have to swipe to get in the elevator. You may have to swipe to get in another door, behind another door. There's those types of security measures in place. Now, the problem is that, of course, HR legally does not have the right to go around and tell each individual, hey, John Doe got fired, so if you see him, don't let him in the building. So some of the things that you can do, because you never know when someone has been let go from a job, right? It's very important, and I know your physical security guy always says this at work. Don't let anyone piggyback off you going through these secure doors, meaning if you have to swipe your card, guess what? They have to swipe your card. And you may think it's silly. You may know Joe Blow and say, oh, yeah, I know Joe Blow. He's been here for 5 years, and I went to lunch with him yesterday, and last week we were at the company function and blah, blah, blah. Well, you don't know if Joe Blow was just fired an hour or so before that, and Joe Blow has gone to his car, gone home to get a gun. So you have to be careful when dealing with people that you think you may know. If they are supposed to badge in, let them badge in. Don't let anyone walk behind you. You're not even the security guard as far as I'm concerned. If they're supposed to badge in, make them badge in. Another thing, make sure you know all of your exits. At the first sound, the first sign of danger, try to get to that exit if you can. If you can't, try to look for a place you can hide that's not too visible to the person with the gun, because they're usually 99% of the time only shooting at what they see, right? They're not shooting up in the air. They're not shooting into the walls. They're not shooting into the floor. They're shooting at moving targets. So if you hide in a good spot where they can't see you, chances are you have a good opportunity for survival in this situation. It is really never a good opportunity to try to fight, unless it's a last resort, someone that's armed with a gun. Believe you me, when I go to my day job, I know every hiding spot in that building. All 4 floors. If the stuff hits the fan, I know where I'm going. I don't carry my pistol to work all the time, and I stress all the time. There's a few times I do, but if stuff hits the fan, I know exactly where I'm going when it happens. If you see something, say something. What you may think is just a verbal confrontation between 2 employees, or maybe a physical altercation. If you don't think someone should be there, if you don't think they're right, say it. The worst that can happen is the police or HR or somebody can come talk to them and they can clear them, or they can say, yeah, you're right. They don't need to be here. There's nothing wrong with you going to HR or calling the police yourself if you think there's danger, to say, hey, you may want to come check this person out.
Beyond the Badge with Vincent Hill can be found on iTunes, Stitcher, and RadioInfluence.com.